Yeah.
I think one of the things that was a catalyst for all of this is I read a LinkedIn post, and it was a leader who was probably in her 40s, and she said she went to lunch with a friend, and they had a conversation, and they both were tired. They were like, "We've done it. We're tired. Like, we need to get out." And the reality is if everybody who has expertise and wisdom just leaves our sector, it's going to crumble.
Yeah,
Right. And so
exactly.
I think that's the hard part of all these things. And to even say to somebody, "Hey, do more work," at that point, like, read. And I feel it too, right? Like, I need to wake up at 4 a.m. in order
Yeah.
to exercise before my kids get up, and so, like, what does that look like? And so I'm a big planner. I like a good plan, and then I like to implement plans. And so as we think about kind of that arc, right, like that generosity canvas arc that I have, that we work on, it always starts with people. And so we look and we say, who's your community, who's already giving, who is already there, and what is their story, right? And so it really is focusing. If you don't, I mean, philanthropy is literally called to love human beings, right? That's the root of the word. And so if we're not focused on the human beings, we're losing sight of things there. Being able to really look at that, and I say, like, the database or a CRM is actually a storybook of the organization, right? So it has the data, but why do they give? What is
For
that?
the why, right?
And so I think what's freeing a lot of times to leaders is the reality that not everybody should give to your organization, right? If they don't care about it, like, help them find something else. Don't just sit and think, "Oh, I need to get to everybody in
Yeah.
Austin or in Dallas," or because that's not how it aligns, right? And so I think we have to align next that vision. So your organization is created to help a certain type of people, right? What is that vision? The reality is there's a certain type of people who are called to give to that mission too. Not everyone, and you could do a $5, right? Like, that's the thing, right? There's always the people that will do that, but this deep generosity that we're talking about right now in our sector is only when it aligns with the mission and vision. And so if we start with the people, the next is aligning that vision. How do we talk about it, right? What is it? What are your funding priorities? Because again, we've shifted a lot in our sector to be able to say, it's not just a give because you should. It's
Right.
what is that impact, right? And then
Yep.
how do we talk about it? I think organizations forget that arc, right? You have to be able to talk about it. And so that's really where a lot of the work that I do with nonprofit leaders is like, how do we create talking points for you? Because a lot of the smaller ones just don't know. They're so passionate and they so long that everyone should support it that they forget, like, oh, how do you share this, right? I call it story making and not storytelling, inviting them to be a part of the mission and a part of the story, and then really talking about how that rolls out.